Hello again. We are talking today, moving on into the next chapter, we are talking about not just how to solve one equation for one variable, but how to solve multiple equations for multiple variables. That's called solving systems of equations. So first, before we look at solving them, we're going to look at how to write systems of equations. Sometimes you're given a word problem and you need to write it out as a system of equations first before you solve the problem. So here's how you write a system. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to read through the problem and you're going to figure out the quantities that you're being asked for, and you're going to assign a variable or a letter to each one. Then you're going to read through the sentences that talk about those variables and how they're related, and you're going to write an equation that means the same as one of those sentences. And since we're going to have multiple equations, you're going to have to read another sentence that talks about a different relationship between the two variables and write an equation that means the same thing as that sentence. Well, let's go through some examples so that this makes a little more sense. Okay, so let's say I have two numbers that add up to 10. One of the numbers is 3 times as big as the other. What are the numbers? So normally when I start out, I look at what the question is. I'm looking for that question mark. So what I'm being asked for, what are the numbers? Okay, so I really don't know much else about those numbers, so I'm just going to call the first number x and the second number y. Then I look at the sentences that talk about how those numbers are related. The first sentence says that the two numbers add up to 10. Well, if x and y add up to 10, I can write x plus y equals 10. The second sentence says that one number is 3 times as big as the other. Well, if that's the case, then x is 3 times as big as y, or x equals 3y. And there's my system. It's two equations with two variables. All right, and then I can work on solving that later, but we'll learn about that in a future lesson. Here's another example of a system that needs to be written based on a bunch of sentences. I have a bag of nickels and dimes that contains 30 coins in all. The value of those coins is 175 cents. How many nickels are there and how many dimes are there? So again, I'm looking for the question mark to figure out what I'm being asked for. It says how many nickels are there and how many dimes. So I'm going to let n represent the number of nickels and d represent the number of dimes, and I'm going to set up my equations with those variables. The first sentence says that there are 30 coins. So the total of the nickels and the dimes is 30. So I can write n plus d equals 30. The next sentence says that the value of the coins is 175 cents. Well, the value of a nickel is 5 cents and the value of a dime is 10 cents. So if I take the number of nickels and multiply it by 5, I will get the value of those nickels in cents. And if I take the number of dimes and multiply that by 10, I will get the value of those dimes in cents. And the total value will need to be 175 cents. So there's my system for that one. And the last example, I'm going to talk about burgers and fries. 2 burgers and 2 orders of fries cost $5. A burger and 3 orders of fries cost $4.50. How much does a burger cost? How much does an order of fries cost? So again, looking for the question marks. How much does a burger cost? How much does an order of fries cost? That's what I'm being asked for, so I will pick my variables to represent those amounts. B will be used for the burgers and F for the fries. Okay? So if I look at the sentences, the first sentence says that 2 burgers and 2 orders of fries cost $5. So 2B plus 2F would have to equal $5. And then the second sentence says a burger and 3 orders of fries cost $4.50. So 1B plus 3F would equal $4.50. So that's basically how you write a system of equations. We'll get more practice on this in class. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will see you tomorrow.